Hey guys, I hope you are well. I hope the exams went well. I know most of you are either finished or about to finish, if not just finished as well. I know a lot of the people that I've met at hockey on Friday night. Some of the youth said to me, "Yes, Damien, it was a busy week. I've never had so much pressure on me since the last few years, but this year was a real cracker." Now, we are going to check part 3 of the series called You Can't Quarantine the Gospel, and today is We Share. And I want to read a verse. It's not from the NIV, but I like this version. It really is a little bit more simpler. It says here, Simon and his companions went looking for him. And when they found him, they exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you." Jesus replied, "Let us go somewhere else, to the nearby villages, so I can preach there also. This is why I have come." Now, this is from Mark 1, verse 36 to 38. And it really allows us to know that, Jesus didn't want to stay in one place. I mean, think about it this way. He knew he had to go everywhere. And that's what he did. He didn't just stick in one place forever. For example, when he was born, he could have just stayed in Nazareth. He could have just stayed there, but he didn't. He traveled with his disciples. Now, I want to really point out this is Jesus knew he couldn't quarantine the gospel. What does this mean? Well, in Luke 8 verse 1, it says, "After this, Jesus traveled about from one town and village to another, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom of God. The 12 were with him." Now note, he was not just going, "I'm staying here." He went from to a town, to a village, to a different town, to a different village. And that is basically how he traveled. And he traveled quite often. As you saw, he was never in one place. He was in different areas. He was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was by the Mount of Olives, just to give you a bit of an idea. Now, I want to ask, and I want you guys to really think about this question, is if we still, to this day, let's say we were in hard lockdown, okay, and we couldn't meet our friends, we couldn't meet family members or anything like that, how would we be able to meet them? Still be able to have that face-to-face encounter with our friends, our family? What is one way that we can do it? Just think about that. Now, if we look at it, technology is a wonderful thing. Sometimes it isn't, but in this case it is. It allows us to still interact with people, even though it's not physically, but it's virtually. So in other words, a WhatsApp video call, very easy to do. Most of you have WhatsApp, so that is one way that we can converse with one another. And not only that, we are able to use Zoom, Google Hangouts, and many other forms of apps that we can use. Now, when we look at Jesus, because he obviously knew you couldn't quarantine the gospel, he also got his disciples to do the exact same thing that he was doing. And it says here in Luke 10:1, "After this, the Lord appointed 72 others and sent them 2 by 2 ahead of him to every town and every place where he was about to go." So imagine, he had a whole bunch of people to really go out. And if you think about it, it was a lot of people. So it was people that wanted to go and tell people about what's happening and what's going on. And I mean, if it's 72 people, it's a lot of people. So they went out. So he did have other people that were helping his disciples. I call it the companions of the disciples. But this is what we need to understand is, Jesus couldn't just do it on his own. He got other people to help him, which was amazing because it shows that, he is a real leader. Because we as humans always want to do things on our own. And Jesus has just shown that he didn't just do it on his own. He had other people to help him, and he asked others to allow it to happen. And that's the next title, is ask. Ask to get help, or ask people to help you. That is the one thing. Like, for example, in Proverbs 20 verse 5, it says, the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but the one who has insight draws them out. Now, that is the thing. If you've got insight, okay, your purpose will arise. Your purpose in life will arise. Now, with that being said, the thing is, the third one is we need to admire. Now, another thing in Proverbs says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, or turns away anger, or anything like that. Now, I want to really just jump in this, and it says, admire somebody. Say, hey man, I think you're really cool. Just a little bit of admiration to somebody. For example, we can admire Jesus as much as possible, because he's a perfect example how we should have lived, or how we should try and live. They say we want to try and be Christ-like. Now, that's the same thing. And I want to encourage each and every single one of you to admire something that someone does. Even if he's like, oh, so just say, hey, you know what you did there was all right. That was fine. Don't worry about it. Something like that. If you're kind and you have a gentle word, I can tell you, someone's not going to be angry with you. They won't. They will be going, whoa, I didn't expect that. And the last one is admit it. Okay. Admit that you are weak. Admit that you can't do it on your own. Go to God and say, God, you know what? I can't do it on my own. I need you. I need your help. I need you in my life. That admitting our, like when we admit our weaknesses, that is the best time where God works. And say, God, I can't do this on my own. God, I can't do this. I can't do that. And tell him what you can't do, because he will show you what you can do. So guys, that is my suggestion to you, is admit it. Admit it. Now, if you can, go and read 1 Timothy 1 verse 15, because it says here is a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, who I am the worst. Now imagine that. That's Timothy writing this. Saying, whoa. It's like, I can't believe that has happened. Like, this is the lessons Timothy got. And he was learning from Paul. Some of it was actually Paul's letters to Timothy as well. So it was like Timothy was like a student of Paul's. And Timothy really, learned from Paul. And, when it says to save sinners, whom I'm the worst, you're not saying, oh, I'm all right. He's admitting that he's the worst sinner. This is technically Paul writing this because of what he did in the past. And he says, I did really bad things. And look now. And that is amazing. So guys, the gospel, again, we went through it last week. Go check that video out from last week. And, you know, I want to challenge you today. I want you to call or video call or even send a text message to someone today and see how they're doing. So not today or this week. That's your challenge this week. And guys, I really do hope that you enjoy these series, especially on this video. Obviously, you can't really ask those questions that you normally ask, but you can still do that on the WhatsApp group. So please make sure you are pop the question there. I really don't mind. Go do it, and then I will come back to you. If I won't come back to you, one of the leaders will also come back to you as well. So guys, I really hope that you have an amazing Sunday. I really hope that you have an amazing week ahead. And if you are on or you finish school, have an amazing holiday. And very soon, I hope we're going to see each other and just have a time where we can all just be part of a group again. So I am praying about that, and I really am hoping that you praying about that, and hopefully we'll see each other very soon and have an amazing week and enjoy your Sunday.